Those words came from Janet, my father's caretaker, the day I returned home from abroad and found my childhood house empty. Everything was gone. The furniture, the photos. Even my father's piano, the one my mother used to play. All that was left was a faint smell of disinfectant and betrayal. After my mother passed, I promised I'd take care of my father. He was a retired school principal, respected, gentle, the kind of man who still held doors for strangers. When I got a 6-month overseas assignment, I was torn. But Dad insisted. Don't worry about me, sweetheart. Janet's wonderful. I'll be fine. Janet had been his caretaker for a year. She seemed perfect, polite, trustworthy, and always smiling. Or so I thought. Dad passed away 2 months before I came back. I wasn't there to hold his hand to say goodbye. Janet didn't even call until after the funeral. When I arrived, I couldn't find my father's things. The living room was bare. Where are Dad's belongings? I asked, shaking. Janet gave me a cold smile. Oh, I sold them. Your father wanted me to. Said he didn't want you burdened with his old stuff. I couldn't breathe. You sold his things? She nodded casually, including the house. He signed it over to me. Check the paperwork if you don't believe me. I called my lawyer, and to my horror she was right. My father's signature was on the deed. It was dated 2 weeks before his death. He'd been on heavy medication. Weak. Confused. She'd manipulated him. But the law couldn't undo it. She owned everything, legally. Janet didn't even look ashamed. She walked me to the door and said, Don't look so shocked, dear. Life rewards those who take opportunities. I left with nothing but my father's old wristwatch. For a long time I was broken, angry, lost. But then I realized revenge doesn't always need rage. Sometimes it just needs patience. So I started working. I used what little I had from my mother's jewelry and opened a small home care service for the elderly. I called it Golden Years. It began with 1 nurse and 1 patient. Within 3 years, we had 10 branches. People trusted me, because I gave the care Janet never did. Then, one morning, my secretary handed me a file. New resident application, she said. I opened it. The name hit me like thunder. Janet Moore. Apparently she lost everything. Her health had declined and her relatives refused to take her in. I didn't hesitate. I personally approved her admission. The day she arrived, she looked frail and bitter. Is this the best room you have? She snapped. I smiled. It's clean, comfortable, and safe. That's all that matters. She didn't recognize me, not yet. A few days later she did. She called me to her room, eyes wide. You own this place? I nodded slowly. Yes, Janet. Welcome to Golden Years. I'll make sure you're well cared for. I always take care of my elders. Her mouth trembled. She didn't say another word. Every morning when I walk past her room, I greet her the same way my father used to greet his students. Good morning. Be kind today. She never answers. But sometimes, I see her crying quietly by the window. And in those moments, I don't feel hate. I feel peace. Because my father's legacy isn't gone, it lives in every life I help care for, and as for Janet, karma gave her exactly what she deserved. A caretaker.